Hello everybody, we are here with a collective reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with the highest good. Interesting. Okay, for some of you, I'm seeing that there's like a new role that you could be taking on, but for some reason you may not be feeling this or maybe don't want to do it. We're going to get further and see what this is about. This can also be... no, I feel like that's the most general way that we can put that. I'm seeing you on the move here, but maybe want to think about the direction that things are going, because I'm seeing them like escalate quite quickly actually, and you need to stay grounded through this process. Things are moving very, very fast, I'm seeing here. And it's like, even though things are moving fast, the guidance is for you to pay attention to what's happening right now. I'm seeing Pluto, and I'm also seeing Aquarius here. There's something coming up that at this point, you may feel like you're not willing to let this go. Like, it may mean that much to you that you're not going to be letting this go. But I'm also seeing the Devil on the bottom of the deck. So this can be like prioritizing things materially that don't need to be prioritized. Well, I guess that's also subjective as well. But it can be your guides just reminding you to pay attention to, like, what are you really giving value to right now? Like, what are the most important things to you, and why are they the most important things to you right now? Because there can be, Four of Pentacles can be a little bit of an unwillingness to release something that you don't need to hold on to, that could just be slowing you down. Which is interesting because, like, you're moving quickly, I'm seeing, at least in the beginning part of this. But then it's like still holding on to something. Something that you may feel like... You may feel that this empowers you, but it's like, if it actually did, would you need to hold on to it so tightly? Would be the question. But you may feel like you need this, or you care about it a lot. But again, if something fits, you don't need to hold it into place. It just stays in place. I feel like there's a lot of oscillation with the energy too. Like, at some moments I'm seeing you feel really good. At other moments I'm seeing it feel very not good, meaning not enjoyable. Like, something may be feeling unpleasant, yeah. I'm hearing this is the catalyst. You're holding on to stuff that you don't need to be holding on to. That's not to say that you can't, because clearly you can if that's what you choose to do. But what I'm getting is that this is you holding on to something that you may feel empowers you, but if you look at it more closely, you're going to see that it's just an attachment that you have, and it's not something you need to be holding on to, and it's something that's actually taking your power away from you. It's funny because it's definitely like an ironic thing here, where you think something is empowering you, but it's actually taking your power away. But this is like, if you're not really looking into it and realizing it, you're not going to see this, because it may be something on the surface that you think is empowering to you. But if you take a step back and a closer look simultaneously, like zoom out and also analyze this, you're going to see that you're empowered all by yourself and you don't need this thing. But it may be like, this is, I'm hearing a coarse attachment that you have. Maybe can be a core attachment that you have. But the devil is attached to it. This means that it's part of like an illusion that you're meant to see through, because you have this feeling like, without this thing, like, what am I even? Like, can I be empowered without it? It's because of the value that you've been placing on it. But to have the devil here, it means that you like give your power away to this thing. And so it's not actually empowering, it's actually reductive. Because something that's empowering is going to, when something is empowering, it communicates this essence to you, like, you got this, you can do it on your own, trust yourself, you know what you're doing, you don't need anything else except for like yourself and to be in touch with yourself, and that everything will be figured out. But what I'm getting here is that there's something that at this point you're like, I'm attached to this thing and I don't really feel like I'm willing to give it up. And you may be like under the influence of this, having you think that you need this for part of your mission, but I'm getting that it's unnecessary. It's something that you're like, this is part of my path, but it's actually like not. Because if it were part of the path, again, like, you wouldn't have to keep it tucked into place. It would just stay there. And this is something that you have to like hold into place. And every time it starts like slipping away, because you're getting into alignment, you're like trying to hold the pieces together, but it's like that piece is actually meant to drift away. But I'm seeing you like freak out when this thing starts moving away, because you're like, I need that piece. It's like you're under the impression that this is like core to what it is that you have going on, and you actually don't need this. It's born out of attachment, which means that it's veiled and it's also part of the illusion as well. But it's something that's solely connected with 3D. It's not connected with like this higher essence of your mission, but it like tricks you into thinking that it is. That's what attachments do. Like, surrender to me and I'll take care of everything, or I'll give you what you want, you know? Whatever this thing is for you. But I'm actually seeing your guides be like, it would be a good thing to take a break from this. So I think that the variable is going to be like different for each of you as far as what this is. But it's something that the thought of you losing this thing can send you into like a frenzy, and you can get really worried about it. And that's how you're going to know that this attachment is here. It's like the thought of not having this thing makes you feel like, how could I possibly go on without this? And so that also means that it connects with your fear. Like, what will you do without me? What are you going to do without it? Are you going to be able to survive? You're not going to, so don't let me go. It's like that sort of thing. So again, it's not empowering, but you may think like, I feel powerful with it, but without it, you don't feel powerful. And that's something that's not empowering, because something that's going to be empowering to you will say, with or without me, you are powerful, and you don't need me. You don't need it to be able to do what you do best and connect with the most fully embracing energy and connectivity to like your true spiritual nature. So that's how you're gonna know. But yeah, it gets into kind of this like tricky territory here. But yes, if something is having you feel like you're not going to be empowered without it, then it's not empowering. So don't get that confused. All that this is like a symbol for you. Whatever the devil is for you, whatever attachment this is for you, all that it is a symbol for you that you can find that road on your own. But through your connection with this thing, it like creates a path to take you to a place that you want to go. But because you can get there with something, it means also without that thing you can get there too. I know that may sound a little bit abstract, but it's kind of like, it's like this. Let's say that you find the most perfect leaf on the ground and you're like, this thing is the most beautiful leaf I've ever seen, and your heart swells and you feel totally just like undone and full of love, like light is pouring out of you, you're seeing this leaf. What this means is happening on a deeper level. What's happening is that this leaf was like this symbolic representation to you of a place that you could get to on your own, but that leaf was like a vehicle for you to access that within you. So that's kind of like what this situation here is that's happening. There's something that like you're learning that you can access, but now the thought of this like vehicle, the thought of that leaf not being there anymore, there's like this frenzy that it starts for you when it's like, if you sit back and think about it, you're like, with or without the leaf, I can get to that place within me. That just kind of showed me the way of how to get there. So there's something here that's happening that I think that in like you analyzing this and reflecting and being like, why am I so upset about this? Like, why does the thought of letting this thing go bother me so much? Like, why is that really getting to me? And what is that attachment telling me? That's what's going to help you undress this and uncover what's going on. Because the devil's like, don't look too closely at me. Just like feel the good times, you know, like don't look too closely. Don't analyze this. Because I don't even want you to think about letting me go. And if you start going that way, I'm going to scare you with like the craziest thoughts. So you don't even think about thinking about that again, you know, like that sort of thing. For some of you, this has to do with a role. This can have to do with job. It can have to do with career. It can have to do with finances. It can have to do with a person that's connected with your finances. Lifestyle. Some of you, you're in a relationship with this person or have some type of relationship with this being, or it's a commitment of yours. It's out of alignment. That's why your guides are saying that if you let this go, it's this thing again where you have like this core and there's this piece that's attaching to it that doesn't need to be there, but you have like gotten it confused with the core. I feel a sneeze coming on. This piece that's coming in, it's like you've confused it and thought that it's part of the core. So when it tries to like untether itself, which it's meant to, because again, you're getting into alignment. This is like a forward movement that you're doing here. When it starts to move away, you're like, no, I need that. Like, it won't work without that. But I'm getting that. You actually don't need it. And you're meant to just like let it go away. It's not anything that you need to hold on to. And this is kind of like a karmic rebalancing that's happening where things are getting into like more of alignment for you. But automatically, because of your attachment to this thing, you didn't see it like that initially, and it really like created a lot of worry within you. But now I'm seeing you like beginning to understand something, that if something is like drifting away, or like naturally it's falling away, it means that you're like moving into a different alignment. And I'm seeing this be like a higher alignment for you. This isn't a lower alignment where you're like, now I'm losing that thing that I like wanted or that I needed. It's like you're rising up right now. And so the things that don't vibrate at that level with you, they have to fall away. It's like the density difference that's being exposed here. So that is what is taking place. So what I'm getting now is that you're in a spot where you're moving into a place where you're realizing what is like authentically and actually empowering for you. I'm seeing you taking this time to really look into why you had been feeling so upset, and how there's like this, I'm getting ringing in my ear, 1437. Let's look this up. 1437 angel number means that it's time to manifest your dreams. Your angels are signaling that you have the power to make things happen and reach for the stars. It's time for you to take action with faith and confidence, knowing that your angels are guiding and supporting you every step of the way. Okay, so what I'm seeing here with to have the star up top and to have the devil down here, this is like a separation that's happening between you fully stepping into it's you embracing like more of your soul, like taking on more of your soul energy, and so your frequency is like continuing to rise up, and then the devil is being like dropped down, and so you can feel like this is like a breaking apart or like an unmeshing that's happening. And because this is happening, it means that something that before, and maybe still, you've been holding on really tightly to, you're going to realize like, oh, I don't need to hold on that tightly because I know that things are naturally going to come into alignment for me, and that they are. And I'm letting this go because something that's more aligned with my expectations and my values and me at this higher frequency, something's going to be coming to meet me there. So there's not going to be just this empty space, like something else is going to come fill it in. Like there's no such thing as an empty space. So this thing is falling away because it's no longer in alignment, and something else is going to meet you up here. But you can't like bring this thing from below up with you. The density just doesn't match the frequency. It doesn't work. So that's what's happening here. Okay? It's also too like the devil is not part of your dream too. Like the devil will tell you like, how are you going to reach your dreams and get there without me? But that's going to tell you again that it's an attachment and it's not something empowering to you. And that that's the indicator that you really don't need it. It's just like fear speaking to you in that way. So, but the thing with the devil too is that it's not, we can all like be easily led into believing this because the devil like puts on a really good show. Like it feels very real to us, but the thing is that it's illusion. It's not, but it takes you looking into it and like peeking behind the veil to realize that. Because if you don't take that time, if you're just like, I'm upset and I don't like this, and you don't look further behind that, you're not going to see the dance that's going on, and you're not going to recognize what's happening. So that's why understanding like what is actually upsetting to me, like what is this bringing up for me, what is this bringing up and out for me, and then that's going to like really show you here. So that's what I'm seeing is going on. So yeah, you got this. Yes. Okay. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.